Hello everybody and welcome back to League Unlock. Eric and Mark here with you guys for some global power rankings. That's right, we're going around the entire world, at least the major regions, 10-1, and there is still some consistency. Most of the same 10 teams that we've seen a lot of the time, and there is some movement for playoff squads. And yes, North America is still here. They're just hanging on though, of course. It is Team Liquid. Clutch not quite into the top 10
so close,
yet.
so close.
But going to 5 series did have a little bit of an effect on Team Liquid. Even though Clutch played super well throughout that entire series, give credit to them. Their pick and bans were fantastic, but Team Liquid still adjusted, adapted, so they're still on, but they're down a spot to number 10.
Of course, they are number 10 in the global power rankings, but if you were considering the global Sona power rankings, this is
Numero uno, baby.
Oh yeah, the number 1 team, number 1 region's gotta be NA at the Sona Terra combo here, busting out Old Faithful to make sure that they get through their semifinal matchup against Clutch Gaming. I still think you've seen enough here from the TL squad and enough big performances here. What I really liked is in the wins against Clutch Gaming, man, Jensen was certainly performing at a top level, and if you're getting ready to head into that finals against C9, and especially a C9 team that...
Fnatic.
Yes, it's certainly that one number 1, but that C9 team that is going to be ready and looking to play through mid lane with Niski and Svenskeren's attention mid lane, getting Jensen to play this way for TL right now at this point in playoffs feels like a great thing.
Yeah, and I think that 2v2 is going to be the key matchup in those finals. But yeah, Team Liquid definitely showed a little bit of the variety. I mean, the Sonateric is almost at least one free ban that teams are going to have to throw against that squad. So that's a net positive for them in a best-of-5 series. A lot of teams down a few spots here in that bottom 5. Sandbox is in at number 9, and Fnatic, they're back. Splice is booted. Fnatic comes in and actually debut ahead of Liquid and Sandbox because they showed some diversity. That second game, they were full troll as well with the Twitch and Janna that they were running. But against Splice, they looked good and showed some new interesting picks, so they're in at number 8.
I thought they looked fantastic against Splice, especially as a whole group, the way that they were able to play and the performances that they were able to get from players like Bwipo, especially on something a bit unexpected like the Urgot at this point in time, was a great sign. And hey, this is the one here for all those Fnatic fans that have been crying out for weeks to get them in here instead of Splice. Your boys had your back. They got it done against the Snake squad, and they're in the power rankings.
Yeah, they delivered. They deserve it. RNG's down a couple of spots. They got 2-0'd by Billy, who, by the way, would probably be our number 11 team right now, just outside of that top 10. And SKT, they moved down a few spots in the LCK rankings. They moved down a few spots, the global ones, to number 6 as well. The top 5, some new faces, but they're still familiar faces and guys that have been here throughout the majority of it. Damwon moves up a few spots to that top 5 in that number 5 spot where they have been before. They've been as high as 3 here in the summer split. Top, even though they lost to Doin' B's Jungle, they're still in at number 4. And Griffin is back into that top 3 spot again. I'll bring it up, the easy schedule of Jin Air and Hanwha in the final week of the regular season, but I mean, they did what we've seen Griffin do throughout almost the entirety of their existence in the LCK, which is stomp through.
Right, even considering here, of course, the difference in what you're expecting from their competition level here. At this point in time, the performances that you're seeing from Griffin, I tell you what, they absolutely passed that eyeball test of this is a squad that is geared up and ready for Worlds, a team that is ready here to try and push in as far as possible at that international tournament, and that feels good here for the Griffin squad, good for the Griffin fans. And I tell you what, if you're just a League of Legends fan here, this has got to be one of the stories that you're feeling positive heading to Worlds and want to see the success come through from a young squad of guys who are ready here and hungry to get these victories and to finally taste some success at the international level.
Yeah, and I think they're slump towards the middle of the split. I mean, you saw Doran finally come in as that starting top laner. He was a big question mark, but the last few weeks, I think you've already seen the growth and development out of him. And you knew it would take some time with a younger player, but he's definitely going to be going to Worlds with them, probably his Sword there as their sub, but Doran probably going to be getting a lot of the starts there, a lot of the looks, and he's looked better, so they should be happy about
You develop some chemistry with a jungler like Tarzan, I'm going to be feeling a lot better about the performances you might put up in the top set.
Yeah, all of a sudden your laning doesn't matter quite as much when you have one of the best junglers in the world. Fun Plus has been number 2 for pretty much the entire time, except for when G2 faltered slightly and they took that number 1 spot. But man, we thought G2 had some fun with the role swaps they were doing. Doing B says, you know what, I just want to play the meta junglers, except for Nocturne. Not really meta, but they role swap. They're playing Irelia Sejuani bot lane, and they beat the second best team in the LPL.
Yeah, hold on. This is not just Join B saying, yeah, I'd like to try my hand at jungle here
Excel.
for a little bit. No.
Excel.
This is at the very peak here, at the very top level. This is a squad here that we've been talking tons about. This is the number 4 team in our power rankings in top esports. And Doing B says, yeah, jungle sounds good to me.
Give me Nocturne.
Yeah, this is exactly what we got to be doing. Doing B making Vedius's dreams here of that Nocturne mid be a possibility as we head towards Worlds.
It's a flex pick, right? Jungle or mid. Yeah, that's all it is.
Anyways, we do have them here at number 2, holding on steady. I tried, guys. I tried getting my boy Doing B up to number 1, but there is no defeating the Samurai up at the top in G2 Esports, the best team in the world here for 2019, wrapping up the year at the top of the power rankings.
I mean, especially when it's basically 2 meaningless games for them, regardless of outcome, I don't think there's any argument in moving G2 down, up, sideways.
Yeah, I mean, come on, guys. If you're upset here about the G2 placement after this type of week, come on.
No,
I'm not dropping them down after playing rock, paper, scissors for Kha'Zix. You're crazy.
Maybe they'll be playing rock, paper, scissors at Worlds. But FPX, you got to join the crew of Griffin and G2. Lock up that spot at Worlds because we need to see you guys again on the international stage. That's it for League Unlocked. Eric and Mark with you guys. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you next time.